Hello everyone, welcome to CyberScoop TV. I'm your managing editor, Greg Otto, coming to you live from the 2017 RSA conference. And I'm talking with Rick Gordon, managing partner of Mach 37 Cybersecurity Incubator and VC Fund. Rick, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So what are you seeing during the conference? I'm sure that you're immensely busy, so I'd love to pick your brain and see what you're...
I think that what's remarkable is the quantity, the amount of innovation that's actually streaming into the market. There are a lot of new companies that are here, probably a lot of first-time exhibitors, which I think is probably a lagging indicator of the amount of money that's gone into early-stage innovation in the cybersecurity market. It's been remarkable.
Right, so let's talk about that money. There was just a recent report that said funding for cybersecurity companies had actually gone down compared to 2015, but a lot of the money is going into early stage companies.
Right.
Does that reflect what you're seeing?
100%. 100% reflects what we're seeing. I think probably 2014, 2015, I think what you saw was probably a lot of bigger chunks of later stage money going into companies that are probably what we would consider more platform companies.
Okay.
I think there's only room for so many of those. And what we haven't seen and won't see dwindle for any, probably in the near term at all, is demand for more innovation faster. And so, thankfully, early stage investors are actually continue to fund that innovation that are likely to be acquired by these platform companies over time. And that's what I think you're seeing here today.
So, can you talk about any products or companies that you've seen that have really stood out?
It's a really good question. There's a ton of noise. So we're starting to see more companies, perhaps what we would consider in the orchestration arena.
Okay.
Specific companies, I'll probably hold off on saying which ones are because what I would do is tell you my own.
Right. Okay.
But what I would say is we're starting to see more better advances in that, doing what I like to say SIM should have done a long time ago.
Okay.
And really solving the problem around sort of incident response management, instant response workflow. That is probably maturing faster than it had in the past, and we're glad for that.
We're seeing a lot of automation and threat hunting as well. Are you seeing a lot of that rise up?
We are. So the way to audit. You'll probably see machine learning will hit its the peak of its hype cycle this year. I think a lot of it's probably not ready for prime time.
Okay.
And I think what you're going to see is probably it'll take a couple of years for those vendors to actually work the kinks out. It absolutely has to exist. There aren't enough people to make decisions to evaluate analytics today, and there won't be for another decade. And so having machines do that is absolutely critical for us to be able to solve the problem.
Right. The automation seems like such a challenge because we do have this workforce problem of getting people into cybersecurity.
Right.
So I would imagine that that reflects what you're seeing in the marketplace.
There are two ways to solve that problem. Clearly, machine learning and automation will help do that, and so that's reflected in companies that focus on machine learning and companies that focus on incident response orchestration. The other way to skin that cat, at least on the analytics side, is as a service delivery model. So where you're able to take those scarce resources of individuals that looking at the data that are coming from their customers, but then allocating that scarce resource across multiple customers. So you're seeing that in sort of emerging markets.
Okay.
Input detection and response markets, managed detection and response markets, where you're starting to see that service layer being applied across multiple customers, and that's totally sensible.
Great. Well, Rick, thanks for taking some time out of your day. I'm sure you got a ton of meetings and a ton of more companies and innovations to check out. So appreciate you stopping by to talk about us.
Thanks for having me.
Great. For all of our videos, check out our YouTube channel. And for more on the RSA conference and everything cybersecurity, check out cyberscoop.com. I'm Greg Otto. Thanks for watching.